I'm Guy Kestevan. I've been lucky enough to test the world's best bikes for 20 years. And today, I'm with Si from Cotic in the Peak District, taking in a lovely spring day. Because spring is what we're talking about with this bike here. And what is it, Si?
This is the Cotic Flare Max. Flare Max is a 120mm travel at the rear, up 120 or 130mm fork. Fun, fast trail bike. We use Reynolds 853 steel for the front triangles, and we use a combination of steel and aluminium for the rear triangles. Steel's kind of our thing, but we think it's durable, it looks great, it's got a fantastic ride feel, you know, lovely clean lines. That's what we're all about, you know, durability, clean lines, great ride feel. That's what the Flare is.
Fantastic. Well, I've ridden it before, so I know he's not lying, but it's time to explain that to you through the medium of excitable noises and ecstatic laughter. Off we go. And a lot of companies, you know, they all go on about how they design the bikes, that they, you know, they ride the bikes they design, and that's how they refine everything. But Si's a man of his word, and he spends a hell of a lot of time razzing around this beautiful part of the country. You know, doing everything from tyre spec to component spec to fine-tuning all the frame mules he gets through before he gets to the finished project. So, Si, over to you.
Cotic test track, top of the hill above Stony Middleton. Let's go.
And immediately you can feel those 29er wheels in the speed of this bike. This trail's all new to me, but that does not fill me with dread. That fills me with excitement. Progressive geometry, 67-degree head angle. This is just a perfect example of why the X-Fusion Queen fork is a great choice. Supple but supportive, so you can brake, turn, and your fork's very predictable where it is in the stroke, right in that sweet spot of sensitivity. And the inline shock, it just feels fantastic with that top note of steel shock absorbing. It's really working for me. It takes a bit of setting up. This is an enthusiast bike, but what a combination. Even though Si is pushing on, oh, I can tell he's ridden this before. This is a proper Claudio Calari moment. Yes, I'm still on. Thank the Lord for the Flare Max. This is rapid. Yes. Only 130mm of travel. It doesn't care because it does it so well. This is, woo, this is a mental track. That was belting. Talk about a great way to get reacquainted with a vehicle. And if you're thinking a steel mainframe makes this heavy, don't. It's still under 14 kilos, even in a relatively affordable kit spec. Just climbs beautifully. So Si tells me this is where things get really interesting on the demo loop. From what I've seen so far, that's no small statement. Ah, drop those heels, trust the bike. Geometry's there. I've got the length, that 455mm reach on this large sample, and I can't believe how well it's coming through those rocks. Well, I can. That's where this bike first shone down at the Forest of Dean. It's the ability to carry speed through that chunder. This thing's super rowdy. This thing just rips. Absolutely flies. So Si's obviously always been massively involved in the local Sheffield riding scene, and he's had this fantastic grit and steel map commissioned by Nick Sawyer, the Californian surf and skate artist.
And we have just ridden here, and we're now going to ride here.
So how has a brand that started in the back of a railway engineer's bedroom with a few hardtails in 2003 and is still only a very small company in a small workshop in the Peak District, come to take on some of the biggest brands in the world and whoop them in bike tests, in magazines and websites, not just once but multiple times? And the answer is just ride feel. Si's got this wonderful phrase about a bike breathing with the trail. That fluidity, that relaxation, and all that connection. I'm almost getting spiritual on this. It's that frame's just got that micro compliance in it that just glues it down, but without it feeling overdamped and dull like so many carbon bikes do. And it's not just a case of picking any old steel tube set. Si's been doing this since 2003. The oval form top tube comes from the sole keeping that bike alive and getting it through all the safety standards that killed off a lot of similar hardtails back in the day. And he's carried that on because he works just as well on this bike. That lithe, muscular feel, that sweet spot of frame damping that just makes the most of everything fitted to it and makes the most of you as a rider. And it's not just the 29er for speed. If you want even more grip than this, and that's a lot of grip, you can fetch plus wheels in it. Take a 2.8, they also do a 27.5 inch version of the Flare, and it'd be really easy to see how well Si's done with his product as an underdog story, but it's not. He's up there with the big boys where it matters, performance on the trail. And it'd be easy to see the Flare Max as an underdog, and the Flare, you know, mid-travel bikes between the absolute classic soul hardtail that made Cotic's reputation and the big travel rocket that pushed them into a new area altogether. But again, it's not. It's a fantastic bike in its own right. It's a bike always worth cranking up, looking down the trail, finding the next rider to hunt down. But it's also got the legs and that supple smoothness that makes it fantastic all day. It's never going to beat you up, never going to let you down. Oh, I've gone Rick Astley. It's that good. Si, you've done a marvellous job with this one. A marvellous job.
So after riding scores of bikes this year, many of them very similar in terms of travel and geometry, why is this Cotic Flare Max one of the best bikes in the world you can buy? And I guess the main answer is that mainframe. Reynolds 853 steel, but not just a stock tube set. That kinked seat tube, that used to be a down tube because nobody made a seat tube in that diameter. But Si's had it plugged in the factory, and now Reynolds offer a very similar tube off the shelf. But it was Si who made it first. And then where it matters, you've got this stiff 6000 series swing arm, putting that power through from that race face crank all the way through to that boost back end with the neat Syntace axle there. All the cables are externally routed, so it's lovely and easy to service. It's an external bottom bracket, so again, it's going to last a lot longer compared to a push fit bottom bracket. And in terms of the build, Si's done a really good job. I mean, you can buy these bikes through shops, it's not just a direct only deal. But Si's thought outside the box again. He's gone with the Cane Creek inline. It's an enthusiast shock. There's a lot going on there. There's the climb switch, there's low speed rebound, there's low speed compression, there's high speed rebound, there's high speed compression. Climb switch has a rebound function as well. Spend a bit of time getting to know it, getting to make it work brilliantly. This is a bike that rewards that investment of effort. Up front, you've got the X-Fusion McQueen fork. I mean, this is a fork I love. I mean, it goes toe to toe with all the premium brands in terms of adjustability, but also it's just innate, consistent control. Hope hubs, WTB scraper rims, proper width for plus tyres. 29er build, you get Hope rims in whatever width you want. You know, Si and his team really want you to love this bike, whether that's going into extra geek page detail on the website, or cutting down these 760mm bars before you get them, or fitting any length stem within reason that you want. They'll fit women's grips and a women's saddle. They'll fit the race face turbine post for you, which is a bit of a godsend because it's a fiddly sod to set up, but once it's in there, it's pretty bomb-proof. The whole bike lasts. I mean, steel itself as a frame material, it can take a beating. That lovely, long, slim frame can just flow through stuff that would just kill other bikes dead. Don't think of this as a niche brand. Think of this as just a really high-performance brand. High performance, low maintenance. You can't ask for much more from an investment in a trail bike. Si and his team have just done a brilliant job.